Engineers, Cubase 14 is out. I already did a live stream going over the major changes, but very quickly. Now that I've had some time to play with it, I want to go over some of the slightly obscure features and deeper into some of the other features that I only barely touched on. Let's start with performance improvements. To me, this is the single biggest thing about Cubase 14. They rewrote a lot of code and projects seem to open a lot faster. But let's put that to the test. Okay, this is a monster project we're opening. 175 tracks, I believe. Cubase 13 was starting to get really slow. So here we go, open with Cubase. And off we go to the races. Both are opening in Rosetta mode to preserve VST2 functionality. You guys don't want to sit through the whole thing, so we're speeding it up. And there we go, 3.5 minutes almost. That's with a full plugin scan. And here we go, Cubase 14 also in Rosetta mode and a full plugin scan. And we're done, just over a minute. Now Cubase 13 in a normal startup where you haven't installed any new plugins. And 59 seconds. And now C14 on a more normal startup, no plugin scan. Okay, wow, they're actually nearly identical here. But Steinberg's claims are to have optimized the code for the Apple Silicon chips, which I have them on an M1 Mac Studio. Let's see if that makes a difference. Okay, so now Cubase 13 is going to load this monster comp in M1 Apple native silicon mode, no Rosetta wrapper. And 45 seconds, not bad. Can Cubase 14 beat it with its new code? Let's take a look. Oh ho, and it's 32 seconds. So we are seeing massive improvements here in loading times. And I can't stress enough, this comp is running 170 tracks. It's running synths, triggers, tons of effects. It's a huge beast of a comp. On smaller, regular compositions, load times are absolutely amazing in Cubase 14. Next up, way overdue, is improvement to the VST performance monitor, which was just before those 3 bars with no numbers up top. Now a detailed graph shows you how performance is going, and the bottom section will show when dropouts happen and suggest fixes. So to get dropouts, I've set it to the absolute lowest setting for the SSL 12, which is 32 kilobytes of buffer. And I'm just going to start loading monster plugins. Yeah, the Ozone, the RX, these are good memory hogs. Eventually we'll get a dropout. It's actually shocking though. I mean, this whole project is running with quite a lot of insert effects and send effects, and 32K. This is performing very well. And there we have it, a dropout. So check that out. We've got a graph showing how performance is going. Most importantly, down here at the bottom, it's showing which tracks and which plugins caused this dropout. Suggests possible solutions, increasing the buffer size, increasing the ASIO guard, which is a Cubase specific buffer zone to protect playback.
Better world, it's calling on you today. In the summertime, like a bummer end, take a knife in the back from a bitter friend. She drags you down, life says you let go. Back to you when at night her pains have passed, I'll pass right through you.
Next up is one of my absolute favorites. You know how sometimes the least glamorous ones are the most exciting? This is one of them. Opening up insert plugins with key commands. Hitting them once will open it, hitting it again will close it. Absolutely perfect. This is off by default. You just get into your key command settings and assign plugins. Okay, so this one flew under my radar. Now Cubase has modulators within tracks, but you can load them within plugins. So here I got an insert plugin. I'm going to put an LFO in. You can assign it to any parameter that's within the plugin. I've loaded a volume, the trimmer plugin in the Slate virtual mix rack, and look at that. So the LFO knob now gives me control over the trimmer's gain setting, and I can set different envelopes. Amazing.
On you today.
The media bay now allows you to freely pitch samples in the preview window. As well as change the timing. You can do cut time, half time, and you can do a tape slow up, speed down with a bar to control how much slow down or speed up you get. And here the tape mode allows you to change pitch but speed as well. And now it's time for a heartbreaker. For some reason they changed the way that searching for opening new plugins works. Normally in 13 you'd enter the search, tab, press the arrows, press enter, done. Now in 14, that tabbing, it takes 3 tabs to get down into the text field to start arrowing through your plugins. Why? Okay, this one's cute but handy. They've made possible for you to have saved preferences now. And keyboard commands, presets that match up better with Logic, Pro Tools, and some other DAWs. Cubase 14 is taking great steps to get me more motivated to use the lower zone, which lets you have the mix console, and it remembers the height of each section that you have in the lower zone. So here I'm resizing the mix console. It remembers that the editor is smaller. It remembers the last size that you used. Another little one here, but now the offline process, and this is how it used to work. It previewed at its own volume. Now in 14, any clip gain changes that we make will translate into the preview.
Dreaming of a better world. Dreaming of a better world.
This prevents you from blowing your own head off during a preview. C14 supports Bitwig's Beat Project sharing format, so I thought I'd give it a whirl. I got the Bitwig trial version. Let's see what happens. Oh no! So obviously there's work to do. It doesn't like one of the tracks at least. And that's it for the Obscura features for Cubase right now. There'll be more later. If you're interested in getting Cubase, if you're new, scan the QR code. Otherwise, head off to Steinberg's site and get your update. It's worth it.